They had come one day. A massive alien ship. It parked itself in high orbit, high above all of the debris we had launched into space in our efforts to escape our planet. Humanity had a mix of feelings. Some thought we were being invaded. Others thought maybe the aliens had come to seek out new life. Apparently the aliens had another agenda. After a few days of back and forth, the aliens had managed to work out a good way to communicate with us, and had requested to speak to the leaders of our planet. These discussions were first done in confidence at the time, although they were recorded for later viewing considering how historic they were. After the first meeting, the folks who had met with the aliens were notably less stressed out, and there were a few press conferences stating they come in peace or other things to that effect, gushing about the possibilities. Not far soon after, the aliens had come to some sort of negotiated agreement with our leaders and held a joint press conference, the first time the press would get to talk to them. Up first was a flowery speech from the chief negotiator for the United Nations. Wrapping up, the woman who had negotiated with the alien visitors summarized what had happened. Our new friends from the stars have offered us gifts. They have shared some of their knowledge with us and agreed to share more, with which we will be able to explore our interstellar backyard. They have agreed to share resources with us, which will help us clean up our planet and make producing more power trivial. And they have agreed to share with us some of their own people, who will come to Earth to see what it has to offer. We look forward to cultivating this new friendship. Some of the press there were a little suspicious. What exactly did we give in return for all these wonderful things? Had we secretly given up our freedom? Were the conspiracy theorists right and we were sending organs and children to alien invaders for some trinkets? The alien there gave a short statement as well, translated by a machine to English. Thank you, people of Earth, for having us visit. Few have been so willing to accept our terms. We thank you for agreeing to host our wayward people. The questions came rolling in. Terms? What exactly were these terms? Have we been sold out? The human negotiator looked nervous. They started to answer. Perhaps the word terms were not translated perfectly. We have come to a mutual agreement with our guests here in which they were very generous. This did not go over too well with the press who smelled blood in the air. There were questions trying to find out the details. The negotiator was more than happy to outline examples of the knowledge and technology that was being shared, and even how many of the aliens that would be staying behind had a substantial number of skills to share, but a lot of questions got redirected into the questions the negotiator wanted to answer, rather than the questions asked. One journalist, a tech reporter who primarily wrote about lifestyle products, asked a raving question about, so when will the alien colonizers enslave our population? But this was stopped by the alien visitor who jumped in. Look, at the end of one of your days, we're just looking for a place for some exiles to stay. We happen to have a few thousand of our people who have committed crimes sentenced to exile from our planet for 23 of our years. I understand there may be some apprehension, but we're just asking you give them fair and equal treatment under your laws, as you would do for any of your people. This development just generated more frantic questions. Criminals? Why does there have to be a prison planet for your people? The human negotiator on stage answered first. We are not a prison planet. Those who we will be receiving will be treated equally, and only ever see a jail cell if they commit crimes in the jurisdiction they decide to reside in. None of them are violent offenders. They have just committed offences against the society they came from, and to atone, they have been asked to leave for a period of time. If both parties like this arrangement, we can even house more in the future. There were still shouting questions after this. The alien looked at the human negotiator, who shrugged and sighed, and decided to answer this one as well. I believe the term your leaders told me was that it would basically be a Space Australia sort of situation. The alien turned towards the human negotiator, continuing. I think that was the same one that gave me that Vegemite sandwich, was it not? That was absolutely delicious. That's when we knew this planet was the right choice.